to more storyboards. I broke my phone!
StoryBoredz broke his phone. Let's see what happens.
This is it. It's time. I'm finally gonna tell you guys how I broke my phone in the most bizarre way possible. Ever since I made that medieval Karen video, you guys have been relentless, asking for me to tell you this story, and nobody's ever gonna believe me about how my phone got demolished after hours on a go-kart track while, yes, making a sandwich. It all started with my friend Will. You guys remember Will? You guys remember our great times together?
No, because we have not
Anyway,
explored
so a
those
while
videos
back,
yet,
he did
but we
some
will
video
find
work
out.
for a go-kart company in our
have
city
even
that we're gonna
watched
call
those
Tiny
videos.
NASCAR, which I thought was super cool. Like, he just gets paid to take sick videos of go-karts. So one day, we're hanging out, and Will goes, "Yo, I gotta shoot a Tiny NASCAR this afternoon. You wanna tag along?" And I was like,
You gotta shoot
heck
it with a
yes,
gun?
because secretly I wanted to find out how his job works and how easy it was in case I ever wanted to do something similar, because clearly I love making videos. So he gets all his fancy camera equipment, and we head on over to Tiny NASCAR. We pull up to the place, and I'm like,
The place is actually called Tiny
cool.
NASCAR.
For all they
That's
know,
kind of
you're a
weird.
professional. We got out, and the owner's son comes out to greet us. What's up, guys? Will, how's it going? Hey, what's up, Jake? This is Boredz. Hey, welcome. Well, we're all set up inside if you're ready to get started. Perfect. We head inside, and this place is sick! Are you kidding me? And the go-karts look really fast. Huh, you never been here before, huh? Dude, no! Well, you're gonna love this. We head upstairs, and oh my gosh! Dude, this place has another track on the second floor! I've never seen this before! Yep, this is the nation's first two-story, two-track go-kart facility. You gotta be kidding me! After a quick tour of the tracks, we start filming a video, and it's going great. We're showing off the quality of the karts, both tracks, on both stories. It's awesome. But, you know, I just wish I could, like, try out the tracks, you know what I mean? After an hour or so, we finally finish filming, and Will and I are about to head out when Jake goes, "Hey, before you head out, you guys want to race a little?" Yeah. Dude, I was hoping someone would bring it up, but I didn't know he would just offer. We immediately run over and get into the two go-karts right at the front. And one of the employees opens the gate, and we zoom out of there. We start flying around the track. These karts are insane. We're going so fast, I ended up spinning out on some of the turns.
Mario
Which means
Kart.
Will inevitably won, but like we weren't actually racing or anything. If we were, I totally would have beat him, but since we weren't, I was just kind of, leisurely driving around and going slow on purpose to take in the view. Seriously, I wasn't even trying. Anyway, we do a couple of laps around the track, we slow to a stop, and we're about to get out and go home when Jake goes, "What, are you done so soon? You guys can keep going if you want. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. We don't open for a while." Seriously? Yeah, man, knock yourselves out. Dude, this is sick. We strap back in and keep racing around the track. These karts
Until
are
somebody
so
ejects
fast.
himself from
Will would
life.
beat me on some laps, but eventually I started to catch up to the point where he still beat me every time, but at least I was getting better. We raced for so long. We even went to the second floor and tried that track out. We came back to the first floor, tried to beat our fastest times. We were having so much fun. But of course, it wouldn't be a story with Will without something abnormal happening. Because just when we were wrapping up and thinking about leaving, I looked over and spotted a two-seater go-kart. Oh, cool, two-seater. Oh yeah, that's for teaching newbies how to drive, kids driving with their parents, couples, or just weird people who want to sit together. It's awesome. We got something for everybody. You guys want to give it a try? Will and I look at each other like, sure. So we hop in, and this thing has two steering wheels and two sets of pedals. I let Will take the wheel, and he goes nuts, tearing up the track. I got my hands lightly on the wheel, my feet on the pedals, so I can try to learn how he gets around the track so fast. We hit the fastest lap of my life, and he goes, "All right, your turn." So I take control, and I drive as fast as I can around the track. And I'm still not as fast as him, but again, I'm learning, all right? Rome wasn't built in a day, jeez. Anyway, eventually it's around lunchtime. We're pretty hungry, so we pull back around to the front to get out. And Jake goes, "Hey fellas, got some stuff for PB&J's if you guys want to make some lunch." And we're like, "Heck yeah." And I made, just a little joke here going, "You mind if I eat in the go-kart? I'm pretty comfy over here." And Jake goes, sure, dude, you can do whatever. You want me to make you a sandwich or bring everything over for you? And I go, oh no, I can make it myself. But I was totally kidding about staying in the go-kart. But you know what would be funny is if we did stay in the go-kart and you tried to make a sandwich in the passenger seat while I drive furiously around the track. That'd be hilarious. That's funny. No, wait, but that would actually be hilarious. Wait, really? Yeah, but
It's
you
bad
both
when the
should do it,
supervisor
because
of the
that would be
track
even
is like,
funnier.
go
Yeah,
ahead
and
and
you
do
can
it.
judge
I
whose
dare
sandwich is
you.
the
I
best. And I
double
love that
dog
idea.
dare
Let's
you.
do it. And I'm like, wait, are you sure? You're not afraid we'll, like, ruin your go-kart or anything? Nah, people throw up in those things all the time. Don't even worry about it.
So why would you make a sandwich in there?
Anyway, here's the bread. I get 2 slices of Dave's Killer bread on a styrofoam plate, a little pile of peanut butter and jelly on the side, a plastic knife, and I have no idea how this all escalated so quickly. And Jake goes, all right, here are the rules. As many laps as it takes to make a complete sandwich. And I'll be judging you on taste and overall appearance. So the neater and the better tasting sandwich wins. Sweet? Okay, go. Will takes off and blazes around the track. Here we go, I guess.
Yeah, this
I
is not
immediately
gonna
try to
end
dip
well
the plastic
for
knife into the
anybody,
peanut
for
butter, and I
you,
stab
for
the
him,
plate.
for the
I try
sandwich,
again,
for the
and
guy
Will
wanting to
rips
eat the
cart
sandwich,
around
for the
corner,
pit,
forcing me to
for
miss
the kids
peanut
that are
butter
gonna
again.
throw up
Gosh,
because they
this is
think it's
difficult.
doo-doo
But right
on
then,
the go-kart.
I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, my competitive side kicked into gear and I locked in. I started taking this thing so seriously.
Why did your
I
face
started
look like
anticipating
Sour
Will's
Bill
crazy
from,
driving
Wreck-It
and
Ralph?
dipped the knife into the peanut butter. Then I started using the momentum of the turns to spread it all over the bread. I was taking this thing so seriously. I was trying my hardest to focus and spread the peanut butter evenly while Will is driving like crazy and
bat out
taking
of
the
hell? Yeah, we
sharpest
know.
turns I've ever felt. I'm furiously spreading the peanut butter. And once that side looked pretty good, through all of the commotion, I tried to wipe the knife across the clean part of the bread and I dug into the jelly. And for some strange reason, I'm actually pretty good at this. What a niche skill. But anyway, I spread the jelly on the other side of the bread as evenly as possible. We are going crazy around the track as I'm putting on the finishing touches. Right then, Will looks over to see how fast I'm making the sandwich, and then he sees the final, sharpest turn coming up on the track. And he takes this opportunity to rip the wheel over as hard as he can. I slam against the side of the go-kart, barely hanging onto the plate with the sandwich. He whips over the last turn of the track and drifts over the finish line. Like, in a super cool way, because Will is an incredible go-kart driver for absolutely no reason. Jake walks over and goes, all right, hand it over. Let me take a look. He picks up the sandwich, and it looks pretty good. I'm super proud of myself for some reason. I don't know why I'm taking this so seriously, but I really hope he likes it. But right then, he
Competitive
turns the
sandwich
sandwich
making.
around,
It's
and
an
the
art
other
and a skill.
side is covered in jelly. And it is soggy looking. Ooh, I see what you did there. You tried to hide the messy side so I wouldn't see it. But you can't fool me. I'm gonna have to take some points off for deception. Oh no. Wait, dude, why is this so important to me all of a sudden? All right, let's see how it tastes.
Competitive sandwich making.
Pretty good, pretty good. All right, Will, let's see what you got. Will and I get back to the starting line and switch seats. For absolutely no reason, because both sides control the go-kart. But he gets 2 slices of bread on a styrofoam plate, a little pile of peanut butter and jelly on the side, and a plastic knife. And Jake goes, let him have it. And my foot brushes China. I slam it so hard on the gas and we take off. I take
You
the first
hit the
turn
great
really
ball,
smoothly for speed,
violation.
and then I realize, wait a second, I should be making this as hard as possible. And I just want to preface something real quick. I'm not a super competitive person, so I don't know what got into me during this sandwich making contest because
It's
I took this
competitive
thing
sandwich
so
making.
seriously and I started obliterating the track. I'm whipping around every corner as hard as I can, weaving and bobbing, scurry sniff and flinching, and I can tell that he's in trouble. And I'm thinking if I can't beat him in speed, you know darn well I'll beat him in sandwich making. I'm driving like crazy. He looks scared, and I'm thinking, good. I really have no idea what got into me or why I'm taking this competition so seriously, but we take the last few corners as sharp as possible, and he finishes his sandwich. I'm done! And just like Will did, I hit a sweet drift around the final corner over the finish line.
And you went through the wall on the
Kind
other
of.
side.
At least I hit a sweet parallel park. But we pull up to Jake, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, this looks awful.
Looks like somebody shit on it.
Yeah, but how does it taste? Valid question. A judgment cannot be made before it has caressed my taste buds. Jake takes a bite, and he pauses for a second.
And immediately shits himself.
And, dude, why is this so intense? Why do I care so much about whose sandwich is better? And...
Because this competitive sandwich making.
Yep. No, Will's sandwich was terrible. Boards, you win. Woo! Yeah, let's go.
Fabulous.
Dude, in your face. Woo!
And it's horrible that it took you that long.
Competitive
dope.
sandwich making.
GG's, bro. You guys hungry? We sit down to actually eat lunch, and I'm feeling so vindicated that I won that competition for some reason. It was probably because of the fact that Will just kept completely smoking me every time we raced around the track, and I finally beat him at something. But, you know, it's not a big deal or anything. I mean, who even cares? In that moment, I pulled out my phone to see what time it was, and... uh-oh. My phone isn't turning on. I clicked the home button again, because I had an old phone that had one of those, and nothing. Oh no. I clicked the power button on the side and it finally turned on. But my home button was broken. And I knew exactly when it happened too. Dagnabbit. That next week, I took my phone in to get fixed, where I saw a crazy, probably actually mentally insane Karen try to ask an employee to fix something from World War II. That story's right here if you want to check it out. Hit the link in the description to check out my merch. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you everybody so much for watching.
And that was it for Storyboards. Absolutely amazing. Love his videos. They're awesome. We will catch you in the next one, guys.